The aircraft's performing for you today is the F model, which incorporates a two-seat cockpit. The two aviators work aboard together as a team in all phases of flight to accomplish the assigned mission. Flying the aircraft today, from Little Rock, Arkansas, Lieutenant Bryan McCarthy, call sign Cuddles, and in the back seat, Lieutenant Dan Trig Osbourn from Merritt Island, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, they are from BFA 106 in Naval Air Station, Oceana, Virginia, the Gladiators. Listen as the F414 engines built by General Electric spool up to their maximum 42,000 pounds of thrust. They are on the roll now, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the United States Navy's A-18 Super Hornet. Super Hornet gets reversed, comes back in. Check out the abrupt Watch as Cuddles and Trig pull to the vertical as they quickly reach altitudes of nearly 5,000 feet. We're going to watch him do a backflip and do what is known as the flat pirouette. A very fast looping maneuver as they flatten out. Cuddles will push hard on the white rudder pedal. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the flat pirouette. Unfortunately, that was hit by the cloud. If you can't turn tight, you can't fight. Watch the maneuverability of the F-A-18 Super Hornet as they approach to the left. Cuddles and Trig will go into a sharp 90-degree bank and demonstrate the very tight turning radius of the Super Hornet. It is this kind of maneuverability that makes this one of the most fearsome weapon systems in the world. Watch as they demonstrate the Super Hornet minimum radius. As they pull through and complete the turn. Watch them as they sit it on its tail and do the tail spin. The two F414 engines of the F-A-18 Super Hornet allow it to reach speeds well in excess of Mach 1. The published number I have seen says 1.8 times the speed of sound, or over 1,150 miles per hour. They won't exceed it today, but they'll come close. Let's go back to the cockpit. Hello, Trig. This is Rob Ryder. Are you guys ready for a high-speed pass? You betcha, Rob. There's 450 knots ground. 500 knots ground. 550. Just shy of the speed of sound, and you can see that water vapor in the air being compressed into a visible cloud as the aerodynamic pressures build up around the aircraft. issue. So as they reposition, we'll keep an eye on the aircraft to see if they're going to do what is called the pitch rate demo, being able to change direction to the point of 90 degrees in a very, very short space. And stay clear of these clouds. Watch as Cuddles and Trig approach from the right, pull up into vertical, climb quickly to 5,000 feet, and perform the square loop, carving 90-degree angles in the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of We're going to demonstrate next the ability of this big, noisy airplane to surprise an enemy using very, very quiet technology. As they bring it around from the left, they're going to pull the throttles back to idle and let you hear just how quiet this airplane can be. Let's fade the music out. And by the way, they're going to do it upside down. Ladies and gentlemen, the Super Hornet inverted whistle pads. Or high angle of attack passes from different airplanes today. Right now, we'll go back to the cockpit and talk to Trig as they slow this airplane down to about 1/10 of its top possible speed. All right, Trig and Cuddles, how slow can you make it go?
There's 200 knots. Slow it down.
That's 230 miles an hour.
160 knots.
That's slowing down. Watch for the nose to come up.
150.
That's under 180 miles an hour.
110.
That's under 125.
95.
That's under 115 miles an hour. Look at that!
5 knots.
Oh! How do you like that, folks? 85 knots. That's just under 100 miles an hour. I tell you, guys, if you really slow down and turn into a not so much a landing as it is a controlled crash. With just seconds before they line up on that pitching and moving carrier deck, the job of a naval aviator isn't done until he or she is safely aboard the carrier. This is what it'll sound like on the radio. Demonstrating what happens if they don't catch a wire. They've got the power to go around by shoving the throttles forward. So they do have that insurance to go around and try it again if anything were to go wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, these pilots from VFA 106 come all the way from Naval Air Station Oceana, Virginia. Brian Cuddles McCarthy got his wings at Naval Air Station Meridian, Mississippi in 2006. He since has accrued over 1,400 hours and 160 traps aboard carrier aircraft. From the right, the Super Hornet Proto Pass. Osbourn from Merritt Island, Florida, got his wings as a naval flight officer here at Naval Air Station Pensacola in 2006. He's since accrued over 1,100 flight hours in the Hornet and Super Hornet and experienced over 320 carrier-arrested landings. They're going to do one more carrier break and bring it into land on this next pass, I believe. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Cuddles and Trig. About these fast movers. The other was the afterburners. With raw jet fuel being poured into the exhaust of the F-A-18 Super Hornet's engine, it gives it a real kick in the pants to get into a fight or out of a fight very, very quickly. Normally, the aircraft can stay aloft without refueling in midair for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the fuel state when it took off. However, if they left the aircraft in full afterburner, they would use up all the fuel in as few as 15 minutes. As little time as 15 minutes, they could use it all up. Rhino 1-1, 3/4 mile, calling ball. Roger ball. And watch them as they touch down this time. They'll plan it. Every landing they make at a Naval Air Station or on the deck of a carrier is graded. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfect landing as the Super Hornet rolls out